Okay, welcome back. You're going to see that I have now completed the 6-column worksheet. Well, I haven't completed it. I've at least put in the debit and credit parts based on the general ledger that I provided for you in exercise 10.9. So at this point in time, I do want to briefly go over this really quickly. I just want you to take a moment to make sure that each of the accounts that you have are in the right spot in the debit and credit. So just, if you got to pause the video and double check your work, go ahead and do that. Make sure you have the correct accounts, account numbers, and the correct numbers. Now, once you've done that, you can resume your camera or your playback, and let's go ahead and check our balances. Now, I'm going to show you that little Excel trick, and we're going to go to cell D27. So in cell D27, we're going to write a formula. And if you don't remember that, every formula in Excel will start with the equals button. Then you're going to type in the word sum and open up a left parenthesis. At this time, you're going to select the range, and our range is D6 to D26. We will close the parenthesis and hit enter. And we have a balance of $39,300. I'm going to tell you that is correct. Now, you're going to see a green triangle in the upper left corner of that cell being D27. That is just an Excel error formula. Well, it thinks there's an error. It says, hey, you've written a formula with some empty cells. And we do, right? We have some empty cells. We can ignore that. Don't worry about those green triangles. Now, to make this simple, we can click on the answer there. And in the bottom right corner is a green square. It's called the fill handle. And as I take my cursor over it, it turns to a black plus. Make sure it's a black plus and not a 4-pointed arrow. Hold down the left mouse button and just drag it one cell to the right. And it's going to automatically copy the formula, not the number. Numbers happen to be the same, but it's going to copy the formula. So we do know that at this point in time that our assets are equal to our liabilities and owner's equity. Now, the next step in completing this 6-column worksheet, as you might recall, is to take all of the assets and all of the liabilities and the owner's capital and withdrawal accounts and move them to the balance sheet. Easy enough. Select cells D6 down through E18. There's our content, and just copy it. Press Control-C. We're going to go to the debit column in cell H6 and just press Control-V and make an exact duplicate. Now you notice that the marquee is still walking around the selected cells. To turn that marquee off, just press the Escape button. We're going to do the same thing now with our revenue and our expenses. So we're going to select revenues, cell D20, down through E26, make a copy, and this goes into our income statement worksheet, or income statement columns, and we're going to press Control-V in cell F20. Again, Escape turns off the marquee. Now, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and take cell E27. Because we have the fill handle in the bottom right corner, we can just drag all of these over. And this is really a quick way, and I'm teaching Excel kind of embedded in the accounting. Hopefully this is okay. And if we take a quick look here, we're going to see our expenses to operate our business are highlighted here. $7,500. Again, those expenses were advertising, maintenance, miscellaneous expenses. We had a $2,000 of rent, and we had utilities of $900. Those total $7,500. We had two methods of revenue, and they were placement fees and technology fees. They're right here. I've highlighted them for you. And they've equaled $9,300. Well, this is a good thing. We know that we have $1,800 profit. Well, how do we know that? It's the difference between our revenues and our expenses. And that goes right here in cell F28. And that formula is going to be equals the profit, G27, minus the expenses to operate the business. And we have $1,800. Now, if you remember, that number gets bookended, or it goes over here. It's just an automatic thing we do. All right, so $1,800. Now, we can pretend these are zeros in cell G28 and H28. So we're going to write a formula now that adds our $7,500 expenses to our $1,800 revenue. So what do we call that right now? Net income, $1,800. Let's go ahead and write a formula in cell F29 equals sum, select these two cells, F27 to F28, close the parenthesis and hit enter. Look, that 9,300, if you drag it over, they match. Continue to drag over, and the 31,800 also match. This is another way of proving that we are correct. Now, the last thing we're supposed to do is we're supposed to put a double rule, all right, under our totals. So here are some totals right here, and a double rule can be found in Excel in the font group, and choose double or a bottom double border. And then we can do the same thing here in cells F29 through J29, choosing a bottom double border. Okay, this is the content I need to see from you for the first day of work. You should be able to complete this on your own, and if not, you have this sitting right here in front of you. Hopefully you're not just typing in the numbers, but that you remember why we're doing this. At this point in time, we'll use this saved information on Thursday, and we will continue to work with the financial statements. You might remember those being the income statement, the statement of changes in owner's equity, and the balance sheet. So until Thursday, get this wrapped up. You need to submit this to me so that I can grade it and check it before you move on. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. We'll talk to you soon.